Welcome to the live stream. This is the art and science of profitable business partnerships. I am Shadid Eleazer. I'm the founder of the Eleazer reputational currency system. And what this is a systematic approach to leveraging your existing network as a valuable service which solves problems for your partners and increases leads, sales, and subscribers for your business. Now, the first thing I want you to do, since we are covering day number 2, this is the day 2 recap of JVOLOGY, 5 joint venture partners in 5 days challenge. I want you to go to bit.ly/JVOLOGY 5-day. So that is bit.ly/JVOLOGY 5-day, so that you have context to what I am covering. I'm recapping a 5-day challenge, free 5-day challenge, of which you are to get or acquire 5 joint venture partners in 5 days. So we're currently recapping day 2. The challenge is on day 3, and we're doing this so that you go through the challenge and then you have additional perspective, additional mindset, so that you get the most out of this challenge. JVOLOGY is the most passionate community that I've found when it comes to helping people build value-based partnerships, relationship-based partnerships. And I'm a big supporter of the community. I've been a member of JVOLOGY since it started years ago. And this is a great opportunity during this time in order to sharpen your relationships and come up with the framework, work on, build your framework to establish your partnerships and your relationships. So day 1 of the challenge was about mindset. And you can check out the video on YouTube. And I also link it below in the comments on my day 1 recap, of which we covered mindset and we covered abundance being the key to joint venture success. So if you're thinking, how will I make payroll? How will I pay my clients? How will I be able to afford this lease? How? Then it causes you to constrict and not expand. And what was covered yesterday is that expansion is the secret sauce to effective partnerships. Jay, the host and founder of JVOLOGY, Mr. Jay Facette, world-renowned Mastermind trainer and founder of the JVOLOGY community, has famously mentioned that joint ventures are a game of I'll go first. And so there's a deeper level to partnerships that I want you to understand. You may be doing affiliate work for someone on Gumroad or someone on ClickBank, someone on JVZoo, all very well-known affiliate networks. But the difference between being an affiliate and being a joint venture partner is the relationship. I can go onto Gumroad at this time. I can reach out to someone and let's say get the link from them and promote their particular course or their product and not have an actual relationship with that person. It can be just transactional. I can go to ClickBank, and as long as I'm approved by the ClickBank affiliate network, I can promote products, courses, and never have met the person, never have a connection with that person. The difference between the joint venture partnership is that it's an aligning of values and aligning of mutual interests in order to grow each other's businesses. And joint ventures are the fastest way for your business to scale to high 6 figures, 7 figures, and beyond. If you operate in the mindset that if it is to be, it is up to me, then you'll only go as far as your individual talent, your individual effort. When you start to leverage the goodwill, the audience, let's say, equity that individual, that subject matter expert, that influencer has with their audience and community, then you are expanding your footprint so that your values, your products, your services, your business has greater amplification of the signal. And if you want to grow and you want to go quickly, you have to learn to bring your message into other audiences and communities that align with the values of you as the tribe leader and the growth of your tribe itself. So, what we did was we walked through the day one worksheet, in which we definitely covered the idea that there's three key elements that drive your results. So that was the behaviors, that was your attitude, and your beliefs. So once again, your beliefs, your attitude, and your behaviors were three key areas that we covered. We walked through an amazing worksheet, of which goal setting was the key to getting the clarity that will help you as you go down this challenge. So day one was all about mindset. And if you are the type of person who believes that everyone is out to get you, or there is no opportunity during, let's say, times of uncertainty, I need to keep my ideas close to the vest, I can't share my knowledge with the world because someone will steal it, then you are not in alignment with expansion. You are operating from a place of constricting your values for safety or necessity, or you may have seen someone in your rise as an entrepreneur or as a young man or woman who was taken advantage of, and you said, that would never be me. So you decided not to expand. So it's very important for you to understand and reverse engineer where your belief system is rooted and what is the attitude, which is the emotions and the feelings that exist that help to fuel those beliefs. And the combination of your beliefs and your attitude is where you start to get into the third pillar, which is your behavior. So beliefs, attitude, fuel your overall behavior. So that was day one. And day one, if you have not joined the challenge yet, or you're just watching this video and you say, wait a minute, I'm a few days behind, no worries. You can watch the recap and get caught up. And if you go to bit.ly/JVOLOGY, 5-day, number 5-day, you will receive the previous lessons. You'll also receive access to a thriving joint venture community of people who are hungry to build partnerships. Everyone's goal is to have enough conversations by the time the challenge is over to have established 5 partnerships. So tomorrow, as I have several meetings today, but tomorrow will be my joint venture vetting day. So I myself, in going through the challenge and being a JVOLOGY member, am also achieving results in that I have my calendar booked to talk to several people from all around the world to build partnerships online and provide complementary pieces to each other's respective puzzle. So now that that has been covered, and now that that has been said, let's go into day number 2. So we talk about day 2. We're going into the idea of going away from the transactional nature. So I'm recapping Jay's video from day 2 and sprinkling in my own flavor to it based on my understanding of networks, my understanding of power circles, and being the founder of the Eleazer reputational currency system and being a world-renowned LinkedIn subject matter expert. So when we talk about transactional nature, what you'll find in many partnerships, so you have your business established, you have things going on social media, you have momentum, likes, retweets, shares, you name it. You'll start to receive outreach and you'll start to receive incoming messages from colleagues, potential partners in your community, and everyone. 9 out of 10 people are transactional in nature. So, hey, can you share this book with your audience? Or, hey, can you share my post with your audience? Hey, can you promote this to your email list? And of course, it's not based on goodwill. It's based on some sort of monetary payoff. And in some cases, they will say, okay, if you share this with your audience, I will give you a commission. But what is missing from the key ingredient to make this, let's say, a bit more long lasting is the relationship. So in the beginning, when I talk about the difference between affiliate marketing and creating joint venture partnerships, the relationship. And what is the key to establishing a powerful relationship? Now, this may seem counterintuitive. I want you to stick with me on this because some of you will say, whoa, I can't do that. I'm not going to put myself out there, but you have to trust me on this one. And also, this is a key element in the JVOLOgy mindset. Joint ventures are a game of I'll go first. Joint ventures are a game, for it bears repeating, of I'll go first. So as Jay mentions in the video, day 2, if you want me to serve and support your product, serve and support your customers, serve and support your services, you must first become relevant, get on my radar to me and my clients. And the transactional nature is the taker's mindset. And in all aspects of human activity, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it is love, whether it is life, the taker mindset will only get you so far. So when you take on the mindset of I'll go first, it means I will contribute to you in your growth and development before I ask you to contribute to my needs. So that in itself is a major mindset shift. And I want you to go back to those of you who have followed day 1 and have completed the worksheet, or at least have watched the video, and look at your belief worksheet in the column that says beliefs. In order for you to go first, you must have the dominant belief or mindset that there is enough to go around. There is enough for everyone. There is enough energy to be shared and for me to still win. If you do not believe that, or if you cannot see where that can come into play for at least some people, then it will be difficult for you to go first because you're thinking, what if I go first and the other person does not reciprocate? And so these are very important concepts for you to digest. And so when you create value for your potential partner's tribe, then it generates what we like to call relationship equity. So you're building equity in the potential partnership. And I want you to get into the mindset of giving first. I'm going to give you some examples of how to give first and some low leverage ways, or let's say low impact ways to give first, because some of you want to have, well, many of you want to have powerful partnerships, but the idea of give when you have a business to run, and give in the middle of uncertain times, and give if you have a history of working with people who did not understand this concept. So I understand that, and we're going to address that as we move along. Again, if you have not signed up for the challenge, the free 5-day, 5 joint venture partners in 5 days challenge, then you go to bit.ly/JVOLOGY 5-day. Now, moving forward, in video number 2, Jay shares a story of how his brand, Mastermind to Millions. So, Jay Facette is either number 1 or 1A in the world, in the entire world, planet Earth, in teaching leaders, entrepreneurs, spiritual personalities, brands, how to start and run a profitable mastermind group. And his brand, Mastermind to Millions, is the vehicle that accomplishes this. So Mastermind to Millions grew to $2.4 million in 14 months. Now, the background story to that, it's not just a screenshot and there's no background story. The background story that Jay shares, and for many of this story, I actually witnessed it. So what he's saying is something I can vouch and verify for because I saw him in motion doing it. It was at many of the same events. So the background story is before the 2.4 million in 14 months, Jay and his business partner at the time, they hit the rounds. They went on the circuit and went around to the different events as they tried to figure out the online space. For those of you who don't know, for up to 30 years, Jay has been a self-help development in-person trainer, teacher, certifier, and up in Calgary, or in Canada specifically, if you mention some of the programs, they're like a rite of passage. It's almost like a high school where so many people have become certified, have reached their goals through his programs. So online and building a business online was the next plateau for him. Now, as with anything, if you succeed at one thing and you try to go into another area, you start to go back to what got you there in the first place. And for Jay and his partner, they live events and started to attend live events and build relationships. And for an entire year plus, Jay played the game of I'll go first. So give. Yes, I'll promote this. Yes, I'll speak here. Yes, I'll do this. Without the immediate payoff, without the immediate, well, what are you going to do for me? It's just putting money away in the bank over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And the question I have for you is, how long would you be willing to go before you decide that you can't give anymore, or you've given enough, you've given too much? It's how far are you willing to go? And so in Jay's case, when he had the need to promote a Mastermind to Millions, what tends to happen is it invokes the law of reciprocity. And many of the heavy hitters that he gave, not only were they willing to reciprocate, but if normal reciprocity is a 2, they're willing to go 8, 9, 10, show up in person, you name it, and go above and beyond, which of course increases the social proof around the brand. And lo and behold, success was the result. So that is the story of Mastermind to Millions, and how I'll go first is a key mindset shift that you'll have to embrace. And we're still going to cover how you go first. But day 2 is all about platforms. Now, if I ask you what a platform is, you're going to have a number of different answers. So I'm going to give you some a floating definition because it can go in different ways. I'm going to give you some platform ideas that you may not have even thought of before. So the question I have for you is, what are your platforms and what are your resources so that you can go first? So here's some a mindset that I want you to embrace is that everyone who is, let's say, on your radar in terms of who you'd like to partner with, and to foreshadow to day 3, we start to dive into the putting the names to paper. So everyone who you want to partner with has a need and needs an audience to present that need to solve specific problems. I want you to think in terms of active listening to solve problems. So everyone who you want to reach out to may want to distribute their ideas, their content in the form of a book or a digital program or a course, or fill seats for their virtual program. So I want you to think about the people in your life. I want you to take a moment as I'm speaking and go to your phone. I want you to look up the last 10 text messages that you sent. What I want you to do with those last 10 text messages, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to picture a timeline. So start, finish. And so based on the last text that you sent, get an idea of that individual and where they are, start, and where they're looking to go, finish. And from there, I want you to think about how you can provide that vehicle, that car, that boat, that airplane to help them get there easier, save them time, money, and improve the quality of the journey. This is a very deep topic. So when you start, the key to building powerful partnerships and relationships is to always be looking to provide the vehicle based on the journey that the person wants to go on. So, for example, if a person is looking to get on the public speaking circuit and they're looking to become a speaker, become a paid public speaker, then you can provide several vehicles to help them get there. You can introduce them to a web designer. You may say, well, why does web design, what does that have to do with becoming a public speaker? It helps to amplify the signal. We live in a search engine reality where people are always looking for information about something that they're interested in or a person they'd like to work with. So strengthening their web presence would be an asset to that person's growth. You can introduce them to event hosts. Of course, as a speaker, the more events that you deliver your message to, it improves your credibility, it increases your overall revenue or income, and helps that person reach the goal of speaking on more stages. So there's numerous ways that you can be a complement to the growth and success of someone that you're looking to form partnerships with. So a key concept from the day 2 video, 5 partners in 5 days. This is the recap, is that when you support someone in achieving a goal, you activate the law of reciprocity. When you support someone in achieving a goal, you activate the law of reciprocity. So let's dive deeper into platforms. Then we're going to cover the worksheet and get you on your way to 5 joint venture partners in 5 days. So a platform is simply an opportunity. I don't want you to think about websites. I don't want you to think about social media. Take that out of it because it's not important. The containers by which we view these platforms is not important. Instagram is not important. LinkedIn is not important. YouTube is not important. Facebook is not important. This live stream video that you're watching is not important. Take the containers away and just think about opportunity. And a platform is simply a curated way, a targeted way to help people fulfill their goals through the opportunities that are provided. So if I post on LinkedIn, for example, this is the largest network of professionals. So if I'm looking to build a business or enhance my personal brand, professional brand, LinkedIn is a powerful opportunity to reach that goal. So with every post that I make, I need to have that in mind in order to succeed or shine. So sharing your platform is a powerful example of I'll go first. Sharing your platform and giving opportunities to others is an example of I'll go first. So what I want you to realize is that you have to take on the Saturday Night Live approach. One of the most powerful things that you can do during this time is build an audience. No matter where you are financially, where you are in terms of credibility, if you're able to build an audience, a tribe, you will increase your value. There are many people in the United States, the average business owner is over 50 years old. And what that means is they were raised in an era before social media, full blown adults before social media. So social media for them, for example, is like learning a second language. So fluent in other ways of communication, social media has come along and become a new way to communicate during times of uncertainty with COVID-19, for example. Now, virtual communication is the not only preferred method, but the government sanctioned method of communication. So if you have that skill set, maybe you're younger and you were raised with social media. You don't know a world where social media hasn't existed. Well, guess what? You now have a skill set that is valuable. You have a platform that is valuable and an asset to an entrepreneur who may be ultra successful, but they do not know the ins and outs, the nuances of how to communicate effectively on those platforms. A few figure it out, but the majority, and believe me, my audience is primarily aspiring and current entrepreneurs, small business owners, and there are many who pull their hair out to try to figure it out. And so you have an advantage, dear young professional, dear young entrepreneur, dear young solopreneur, in providing partnership and relationship, the door to relationship equity. It could be, for example, your favorite entrepreneur has a YouTube channel. Here's an idea for you. And you have a friend who is a graphic designer. You can update that entrepreneur's thumbnails on YouTube, which would increase their click-through rate, views, likes, shares, because it makes the first impression of that video, which may contain phenomenal content, years of experience, lessons learned, failures packaged into solutions, but the thumbnail is generic and no one wants to watch it because it's not eye-catching. We live in a world of attention deficit and overload of information. So you got to stand out on the news feed. So that would be a great way to kick off a relationship, kick off an I'll go first. But so that's just one example. So sharing your platform, your skill set, your talent is an example of I'll go first. So the first non-conventional, unconventional asset that I want you to consider is your network. Your network is a platform. For years, I've been telling you that your network is a service. And so, how is your network a platform? Again, when you think about all the people you've met in business, all the people with talents and skills, if you just simply position yourself as the head of uh, I'm thinking Voltron right now, famous 80s cartoon. But if you are the head, and the resources that you can provide somebody are the hands, the feet that help them move forward, then you, my friend, my colleague, are valuable. And so you increase your value by providing resources to help individuals grow. So the key to doing this is active listening and making sure that you identify what the needs are. What are they trying to do, accomplish, and be? Next, you can think about podcasts. You can think about being the host of a meetup group. You can think about, let's say, having a pixeled list of either buyers or subscribers through paid advertising, your email list, your social media channels, and each social media channel is a platform to itself in that there's different audience types within each. So these are the things I want you to consider. So as we look deeper into this, what we're going to do now is go into the day 2 worksheet and map that out so that you have greater context and deeper understanding into this concept. So let's see here. We're going to go to challenge day 2. And what this is the video that you will watch. And this is the worksheet itself. And so you're going to download this and platforms and resources worksheet. So we're going to actually walk through the worksheet. So I'm going to bring up my screen here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so on my screen is the day 2 platforms and resources worksheet. So what you're to do is to check off and list all of your platforms where you currently are today. And Wine Conversations in Cash is an event style format that was started by Jay Facette and is a pretty innovative way to build a tribe, especially for mastermind groups. And I definitely encourage you to look into the Mastermind to Millions course for more insight on Wine Conversations in Cash. It's a process that I personally use and that I learned from Jay, and it helps me immensely. So radio show, podcast, email lists, LinkedIn, these are all summits, stages, networking groups, and you can fill in and choose your own adventure here. Next, page 2. Network is a service. List all your resources. Who do you know? Who are you connected to? So may take a little bit more research and homework because not everyone realizes who they're connected to. So what have you learned? So you can take some lessons and build your credibility around that. What have you done? Your communities and your team. So you are to fill out these areas and use this to fill out day 2. Now, you have day 2 complete. And so the homework for day 2 is you're going to go into the JVOLOgy group, and you're going to remove the top 3 easiest and most obvious platforms and resources, and you're going to post the resources and platforms that are unique to you. So it's an exercise of diving deeper into what you're doing and what you offer. So watch the video, then go and complete the worksheet, then go into the JVOLOgy group and list the top 3 that are unique to you. So for me, for example, my podcast, which I've interviewed tons of people, would be one of my 3 resources. My network is another. So I have quite a few that I'm going to add within the group. And if you go into day 2, you also see my response. So again, I'm Shadid Eleazer, and this has been the JVOLOgy Day 2 Recap, where we are building 5 joint venture partners in 5 days. Join me tomorrow for day 3, and take care of yourself and each other.